You're walking through a forest. The air is thick, humid, almost suffocating. Every breath feels heavy, like you're drowning in oxygen. The ferns around you tower 3 stories high, their fronds casting shadows that swallow the light. You hear it before you see it. A clicking sound, rhythmic, mechanical, like armor plating dragging across stone. You freeze. The clicking gets louder. And then you see it emerge from behind a massive tree trunk. 8 feet of segmented nightmare. Hundreds of legs moving in perfect, undulating waves. Its body, thick as a barrel, glistening black with armor plating that could stop a blade. This is Arthropleura. And 300 million years ago, you would have been in its world. This isn't science fiction. This is science fact. Arthropleura was real. It crawled, it hunted, it dominated, and it's the largest land invertebrate that has ever existed on Earth. Welcome to the Carboniferous period, a time when Earth's atmosphere contained 35% oxygen compared to the 21% we breathe today. That difference, that 14%, changed everything. Insects don't have lungs. They breathe through tiny tubes called spiracles. More oxygen in the air meant those tubes could support exponentially larger bodies. The result? A planet ruled by arthropod giants. Arthropleura wasn't just big, it was impossibly big. Fossil evidence shows specimens reaching 8.5 feet in length. Some paleontologists suggest they could have grown even larger, but the fossil record is incomplete. Imagine something longer than a grizzly bear but articulated like a centipede, with an exoskeleton so thick it had no natural predators for millions of years. We don't have complete fossilized bodies. What we have are trackways, fossilized footprints nearly 20 inches wide, showing the unmistakable pattern of dozens of legs moving in coordination. We have fragments of exoskeleton, pieces of armor that reveal intricate plating, overlapping segments designed for both flexibility and protection. And we have one nearly complete juvenile specimen which still measured over 6 feet long. So what did Arthropleura eat? Here's where it gets complicated. Its head has never been found intact. We don't have its mouth parts, but based on coprolites, fossilized dung, scientists believe it was primarily herbivorous or a detritivore, feeding on decaying plant matter in the leaf litter of Carboniferous swamps. But some researchers aren't convinced. The sheer size, the armored body, the dominance, it suggests opportunistic carnivory wasn't off the table. Small amphibians, early reptiles, anything slow enough to catch. Picture the hunting strategy. Arthropleura didn't need speed, it had inevitability. Moving through the undergrowth with methodical precision, its antennae sensing chemical traces, vibrations in the soil. When it found prey, those hundreds of legs would accelerate in a rippling cascade, segments compressing and extending like a biological battering ram. There was no escape, no refuge. It could climb, it could burrow, and its exoskeleton made it nearly invincible. But every empire falls. Around 300 million years ago, Earth's oxygen levels began to drop. The massive coal swamps that defined the Carboniferous period started to recede. Climate shifted. And with it, the biological arms race that favored gigantism reversed. Arthropleura's body, once an evolutionary masterpiece, became a liability. It required too much oxygen, too much food. The world was shrinking and giants couldn't adapt fast enough. By the end of the Carboniferous, Arthropleura was gone. No descendants, no evolutionary offshoots that survived. Just fossils and trackways, silent testimony to a world we can barely imagine. Could Arthropleura come back? No, and here's why. Modern oxygen levels can't support that body's size in an arthropod. The square cube law of biology prevents it. As an organism grows, its volume increases faster than its surface area. An exoskeleton strong enough to support an 8-foot centipede in today's atmosphere would be so heavy the creature couldn't move. Evolution closed that door and welded it shut. But the horror isn't that it existed. The horror is how close we are to forgetting it did. Arthropleura ruled for 70 million years. 70 million. Humanity has existed for 300,000. In the deep time of Earth's history, we're not even a footnote yet. Arthropleura was the footnote that lasted longer than most chapters. If you want to survive the next episode, if you want to keep staring into the abyss of deep time and meet the creatures that make Arthropleura look tame, then you know what to do. Subscribe to Paleo Nightmares, because the past isn't dead. It's just waiting to be remembered. The Carboniferous forests are gone. The oxygen has thinned. The giants have fallen. But their shadows remain, pressed into stone, whispering a simple truth. Earth has belonged to monsters before, and it will again. This is Paleo Nightmares. Sleep well.